Guys, welcome to another episode of Horror at the Store. I'm your host, Katie Hettenbach. Again, didn't stutter. Let's go. Woo! Gonna be another great episode because, of course, he's here. He's amazing. He's the best. Give it up for Jake Lewis.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Jake Lewis here.
Damn straight it is.
Welcome to Horror at the Store.
Shit's about to get
real. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I don't know why I waited for that long, but I did.
Spooky.
Spooky.
It was a pregnant pause. Had people on the edge of their seats.
As they should be with this podcast.
Yes.
You never know what we're going to do. Keeping you on your toes.
Keeping you on your toes. I'm so excited for this episode.
It's going to be, I was really excited to talk about this with you.
I didn't know what to expect. I was blown away by Terrifier 2. I saw it by myself.
Same.
No one would go see it with me. I went to the theater, a packed theater, by myself, and was just giddy laughing.
Yes.
I was blown away. So stoked. So stoked for this episode.
That is how I like to see every horror movie. It's by myself in a packed theater alone. It's so... There's a different type of horror when it comes with that.
Right.
When you go with somebody... you have them, if something's scary, you can grab them or say something funny to ease that tension. But when it's just you and it's terrifying, you're in that world and nothing will take you out of it except people talking, which the three movies I've seen in theater for this podcast, every single time someone's been talking or on their phones right in front of me, the whole time.
No, I swear
and
that
I'm
is
shut
my
the fuck
biggest pet peeve. It nags at me, and it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I should be able to let it go, push it all out. There's a giant screen in front of me that has all these speakers, but still, the one little thing. But I'm so bad. It's like someone opening a candy wrapper. I'm like, stop.
I'm like, pick the right time. You
Yeah.
you pick the quiet moment.
Yeah.
Don't
pick. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, we're in a positive place here.
We
We saw a
digress.
great movie. We're talking about a great
amazing.
movie.
And we start off with the log line of what we thought Terrifier 2 was going to be about, just off of the title alone. This isn't actually what it is, but I said, a scared little boy fights for his life as school bullies try to make his life a living hell in order to make the football team.
That was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
The thing is, I did not know where that was going.
I didn't either. When I wrote it, I was
Tried
like,
to
I don't
make
fucking know.
the football team. See, I saw Terrifier. So when I heard Terrifier 2, I thought, okay, it's going to follow either one of two paths here. We could follow the sort of Halloween 2 thing where, oh my God, we thought he was dead and his body is missing. And then all of a sudden he goes to the hospital where the survivor is or the survivors are, and he finishes the job and it all takes place in the hospital, which I kind of thought was the straightforward way to go.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be that. Or you go the route of maybe Art the Clown is misunderstood. And we have the Maleficent route.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of or the Wicked route where you're maybe he's just,
He's just a kooky guy.
He's just a kooky guy.
He's just a kooky little clown guy.
You know what I mean?
It's just
looking for a friend.
Yeah. He got his friends and Jesus Christ. Art
got
the Clown.
his friends and Jesus.
And he found
And he found
Jesus. The
Christ.
2 means to Christ. He's now a man of God.
From the start of this fucking movie. From the fucking start. Okay? So the movie opens and we see a chef in a kitchen.
Yes.
And Art the Clown is coming after him. Art the Clown is fucked up. He's missing an eye. Art the Clown is the killer, by the way. He goes to the scared chef in the back of this kitchen, bashes his head in with a fucking mallet.
Yes.
Until it's completely flush with the ground. Just bash, bash. And it's the opening of the film, and you're seeing this graphic.
You can't forget this part.
No, this is my favorite part.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no. That's my...
He takes out his
the
eye and puts it in his socket.
Puts it
and he's
in
like,
his own socket.
But he doesn't... The weird part is that he doesn't make a sound. He just like smiles and like...
Well, that's the greatest part of it. He's a mime.
He's literally a mime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, but also terrifying.
Yeah, so he puts an eyeball in his own head. Okay? So I don't know what to expect at this point.
Yeah.
Again...
Like anything can happen.
I was like already looking around at strangers in the theater. I was like, this is amazing. And then he goes from there to a laundromat because he's covered in blood.
And he just...
strips naked.
Butt-ass naked.
Yeah.
And then he starts seeing this little girl. And
as he was naked.
And he was naked. And he's playing patty cake with her.
Okay, I want to get your reaction to this. So when he first sees the girl, the little girl is like a mini me Art the Clown.
Yeah.
She has the smile.
And her hair is like up in a ponytail, but like only half of it, but then like this is so it looks like this.
And she has the painted clown face and she's smiling. At first, I didn't know what to expect, and then she periods for like a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
She starts, like, you see her, he's naked, he's looking at her, and she starts fountaining, I think it was black though, black period blood, out of her dress, just for like a good 30 seconds, getting all over the laundromat floor.
And he's just smiling and like, okay, this is happening.
And he was like clapping with joy.
Yeah.
Did you think, because I didn't know at first, I'm like, oh my God, the twist of this one is that he has a daughter.
Yeah. And then...
Did you think that she was real from the onset, like when you first saw her?
I thought she was like a kid, because it was around Halloween, obviously. I thought it was a kid who was like, oh, I'm dressed up as this serial killer from the first movie.
But then the period.
Then I honestly might have like put that part out. I don't remember that for some reason.
There's so much violence and so much heinous things in this that I swear some of it's an assault on your senses.
Yeah, the first movie I was not a fan of. The only thing I remember from the first movie is that woman being hung upside down
and sawed down the middle.
Like vagina saw just
and then you
straight down.
All the way down until he's at her face.
And they show it, which is, I'm like, the special effects, like, I just kept being like, this is a great special effect. But at one point I'm like, this is a lot.
So... Yes.
But
first one
really
I wasn't like I was like it was a run-of-the-mill slasher movie. This movie is 2.5 hours long.
It was so long and
But it was 2.5 hours. It's an epic.
Every single kill was like just more and more and more. And it was like, honestly, like the rules of like, oh, like you get stabbed here, you die in 30 seconds. None of that exists here. It's like they're going to skin you alive, take your organs out, everything's slit, but you're still going to be breathing.
You're still going to be breathing and feeling it, which is insane. And so, yeah, that scene, fun fact, Damien Leone, the guy who wrote and directed it, also did all the special effects himself. And that's how they were able to afford to do the first one and this one. He did all the special effects himself. He built it all.
Shit.
Did all that practical fucking blood and gore.
He's a genius.
I know.
Oh my God.
If you can get Damien Leone on this podcast,
Damien Leone, if you're listening to this, please come. We need you.
Please, and I need to be here.
Hey, Terrifier 3, you need a new Final Girl?
There you go. That Final Girl.
Or Kill Me. Honestly, you could do that. I would love that. I would love that.
Oh my God.
They were so, okay. We haven't even gotten.
I know we haven't gotten into anything. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So this girl who's got a septum piercing, her dad died. Oh no. And she's trying to live a normal life, but her brother's really into serial killers. And he's the casting of the brother is, he actually looks like I think he actually is 11, but he looks like an actual
gawky,
kid.
Skinny teen.
And I was like, you look like everyone I went to middle school with.
And no, yeah, like so he's kind of fascinated with he wants to dress up like Art for Halloween, which obviously they all think is twisted because they think Art the Clown is dead. But in this town, he massacred people horribly just a year before, and the town is still kind of shook from it.
And trying to heal, but like they
Yeah.
can't because Halloween is there.
And now it's Halloween.
And apparently her dad killed himself.
Yeah, killed himself. We find out later it was like a brain tumor that he started losing his mind and was drawing like a lot
he was
of
drawing a
pictures.
lot of art.
And so that's
Like Art the Clown, not art. Also art too, but like art.
But
And
he was drawing Art the Clown, and he was also, I mean, maybe we'll get to that later.
And what is the main girl's name?
Oh my God, I can't believe
is
I
her
don't.
name?
We have to look that up.
I have to look that
Yeah,
up. Right now.
look that up. She was amazing in it, by the way.
She was really good. I honestly, I liked her. What the fuck is her name? Oh, Sienna. Her name's Sienna.
Sienna.
I kind of got annoyed with her a lot.
Really?
And I was like, I don't like you as much. I honestly, at that point, when it was like halfway through the film, I'm like, I want everyone to die. I want Art to just go ham because Art was so funny. So she is making this Halloween costume based on one of her dad's drawings.
Yeah, so her dad always draws her as this like really powerful character, this girl with a sword. And she has like a Xena sort of thing.
It's like a vibe. And like, Sienna's like made everything from scratch.
Has been working on it for months.
Yeah. She falls asleep with the candles on.
So this part. So when she's falling asleep watching the TV, and you notice that there's a weird cartoon of a bunch of nuns being murdered by a Tommy gun.
Which you know that they made that
themselves. There's no way.
I was like, I love that. That's what I want. I love doing in like my own films is like making them watch something that like you made or like something chaotic. I love doing that. It's just like a little
It's just a little
Easter egg. It's great.
And then they go from that to a commercial for a
like a kid.
A clown. It's called the Clown Cafe.
Yes, the Clown Cafe.
Yeah.
And then her dreams. The dream sequences were weird.
The dream sequence was weird, but I fucking loved it.
They like took her into this like.
It was a 10-minute long dream sequence.
It was insane. And they're all like, yay, we're gonna meet Art the Clown, yay, and like these kids, and like she's got like
when
Pippi
she falls asleep,
Longstocking.
like she almost falls into like what she's watching on the TV. So when she falls asleep, her dream, she's at the Clown Cafe, which they have this song like everybody at the Clown Cafe.
Yes.
Cafe, and they're all singing about the Clown Cafe, and they have these kids that are played by grown adults.
Which I thought was hilarious. I was like, we don't want any kids in this film just because that was. And then they had the one kid who was like, I'm gonna eat cereal, yay! And then Art comes out on a tricycle.
Yeah.
And he's like, hi, I'm here. And he starts giving the kids gifts like candy and lollipops and da-da-da-da. And he gets to her and he gives her a box. What's in the box? What's in the box? A beating heart.
A fucking beating heart that starts oozing this black shit all over her.
And then he pulls out a
Tommy
gun and
so it's the same as
annihilates.
It's the same as the nun.
Mm-hmm.
So she was falling asleep to the TV, and you're supposed to think, oh, maybe all these thoughts kind of came to her head.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that this is like, it's a 10-minute sequence. He guns down all these kids with the Tommy gun.
Yeah.
We got to move on from this scene because
You're like, dear, this
I
could go on forever.
Talk about this.
Okay, so Tommy gun, she wakes up, and so everything's not what it seems. There's a little boy who's like eating cereal that's like glass or whatever, and she's like trying to escape the dream because everyone has just been killed by Art and the Tommy gun.
And then he gets flamethrower, and he's about to flamethrower her when she grabs the sword from her costume and blocks.
Yes, and the sword her dad gave her, and it was like a weird like sci-fi thing where she's like, I'm gonna fight back, and then she wakes up and her room
is actually on
fire, and her costume is burning, and her mom's like, "Why are you doing that? You're so."
Yeah, the mom is brutal throughout this whole thing.
Not a nice person. Oh my God. Then we also have to talk about the victim from the first movie. Was being interviewed, and she assaulted and like just not, I was gonna say devour, just destroyed
That's the one
anchor
thing,
woman.
Yeah, destroys
and I was
the anchor
like,
woman, and that's in the first movie, which I thought was interesting. Like the mangled face girl
Yeah.
is in the first movie and does kill the anchor in the first movie. So
Yeah.
I was wondering, I was like, are these movies happening at the same
time?
kind
Is
of
it
the
like
same timeline?
sequential?
Yeah, that's
like
what I kind of thought was
Yeah.
happening. But then we get to, I mean, how much more steps do you have before we get to that first kill?
We're not even at the first kill. We gotta go.
So,
oh my god.
So we can
what
talk
was the
about
first kill.
Okay, so well, first off, there's I believe the first kill is in the Halloween shop.
Yes. Oh my god. This is the one I want to talk about
Yeah.
because has the funniest sequence. So Art comes in there and Sienna's like, I need to find new wings. So she's in there with her friend. Who's
she needs new wings for her
costume.
costume.
And she's in there with her friend, and Art's in there, and she's like, oh my god, I know who you are, you're Art, but she like doesn't, she's like freaking out, but she's
Because
like,
she's
hey,
having dreams about him.
yeah, and like hallucinating him, and she goes to like the checkout, and Art is trying behind this, and I was just like trying to find a clip of this because it's so fucking funny. Art is trying on glasses behind her, and every time they cut back to him, he's like doing something quirky. So he'll have like flower glasses, and he'll be like,
yeah.
and you're just like, what? It's just so hilarious.
so
And she's like,
insane.
oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's hilarious. I would laugh. I'd be like, you're awesome, clown. You're doing great. That's you. You did your job of making me laugh.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And he tries to buy, what did he try to buy?
They said, hey, you can't blow on that. He was
like
blowing on,
the party
blower
thing.
And so the guy, after Sienna leaves, he realizes, he's like, all right, I'm going to pay for this, and is trying to pay for it, doesn't have the money, but essentially brutally fucking chops off the head of the store owner.
Yeah.
Like chops off his fucking head.
It was wonderful.
And then when people are looking in, he's holding the severed head and pretending that he's one of the scare mechanisms inside the thing.
And there's like a child who's like, Mommy, look. And
Yeah.
she's like, that's creepy. And he's like, no, it's awesome. And Art's like, and then he chucks the head somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing.
But if we like just for the sake of time, because we need to talk about this scene.
Yes.
Okay, so Sienna has a group of friends.
Yes.
Okay. Sienna has a group of friends. They all think she's crazy because she's starting to talk about Art the Clown. Her brother showed her dad's old art book, which had a bunch of pictures of Art the Clown, which is why the little boy is interested in it. But he's also telling her, hey, this picture of you in that epic thing, he's like, I think that you're involved with this Art the Clown thing in some way. Anyway, while she's finding this out, her friend gets a knock on her door,
and it's
during trick-or-treating during Halloween.
And it's Art.
And it's Art.
And he just wants some candy. And she's like, you're an old man. And he's like, and he's like, has his trash bag full of weird things. And he's like, you don't get candy. You don't fucking get candy. Leave. And then he keeps knocking on the door, and she's like, no, leave. And then later in the night,
he comes into the house. So she goes downstairs. She sees there's the glass window door is broken in the kitchen, and he just casually walks into the kitchen and just grabs a knife.
I think he starts cleaning it or something. He's like doing something so casual. He turns to her, and she just like, at that point, you could have like quietly gone upstairs, like locked the door, tried to like, get out. She just stood there and stared at him. I'm like, you deserve to die at this point. Goes upstairs.
The first thing that he does to her, so he chases her up the stairs. The first thing he does to her is he grabs her hair, chops her eye down.
Yes!
From this side of the fucking face. Cuts her eye in half.
Oh my God, there's a silent film that we watched, and I forget what it was. No, it's a
is it a French film? I'm trying to
think. Yes, where they slit the eye like that. Oh my God, nope.
They go for the eyes a lot.
They do. They were really like, you know what? Eye special effects. I got it. But yeah, they slice her eye, and then they scalp her
head
and just annihilate her.
So
but
they go
she's still
from
alive.
scalping her head to cutting off the skin of her back. Then after all of that, you think, oh my God, she has no scalp. Her back is cut off. And he grabs her arm, snaps it,
Yeah.
and starts snapping it back and forth to where he just pulls her arm off.
Which was hilarious.
And then, and she's spewing blood. She's screaming, and you think, okay, that's the end of the kill. He walks out of the room, and then you see that she's still alive, and she's crawling.
Oh my God.
And then he comes back.
with salt.
With salt.
And just starts rubbing it in
He
her.
starts throwing salt on her
And
as
she's
she's
just
screaming.
like screaming and he's like
and
laughing.
bleach. And he pours bleach on
Oh
her
my God.
bloodied body.
And then her mom comes home, goes up to see her, and
Oh, wait. Before that, he grabs both of her fingers on
Yes.
either
Oh my
side
God.
of her hand, like she's doing like the Spock, like
Yes.
Star Trek thing, tears the arm in half.
ugh,
Okay, now continue. Sorry.
yeah, I blacked a lot of this out. Oh man, yeah. Oh God, and her mom comes home and comes up the stairs. And she's just like, oh my God. And, Art's like, what is he doing? Like playing with it?
Playing with her flesh. And
Love
so
that.
her stomach
You said it
is
so
all-
casually.
Yeah.
Playing with her flesh.
Playing
Whatever.
with her flesh, and it looks like she's dead, right?
Yeah.
She's
And then
missing half her
And then
face.
she just goes,
She lifts up her face with half her face fucking
like,
missing.
Mom. And at that point, I'd be like, you're dead. You're gone. You're like, there's no coming back. I am out of there. I know you were my daughter, but
You're done.
you're done. And then, of course, Art gets her as well.
Cuts off her head.
And he's now the owner of the house and is like, let's do trick or treating and have her head be the bowl.
Yeah, he starts giving
This is so
kids
good.
candy out of the severed head. Severed head.
Severed head. And it's like
amazing.
casual. And okay, so let's jump a little bit. So it's Halloween night,
Wait, the kill, the mom kill of
mom kill.
Sienna's mom kill? Do you remember this one?
Yes, we're doing the I think is that after the Halloween party or that's during the Halloween party?
That's during the Halloween.
Yes. So they go to a Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about this because her friend drugs her with Molly. She's like, yeah, you're not having a fun time. You always have panic attacks. Let's do some Molly. And I'm like, oh, you're a shit friend. You just drugged your friend. But honestly, that character was so funny.
She was great.
She was I was like, I wish you were the I was like, I wish she was the
I
main
know,
girl.
but
The other
I
one was
liked
so
that.
dry.
But
And I didn't believe that she was really scared of Art.
Yeah.
It felt like it was kind of forced, which is fair. But he's terrifying.
Yeah.
And so her mom calls her and is like, her brother has run off because he
trashed her car, but like he didn't actually trash her car. The clown, Art the clown, is basically making the brother look bad in front of her mom, and he keeps getting in trouble. So he runs away from the house, and they have whipped cream. Art made it so whipped cream was covering her car, and she thought that her son did it.
And she's going to clean it, and she does, she wipes it away, and of course Art's sitting there.
Art's sitting there and blows her head off with a sawed-off shotgun.
Just clean off.
Fucking clean off.
And I was like, damn, okay.
And then the little boy comes
And then the little boy comes home. And of course, Art has made a lovely dinner. He's made some mashed potatoes. Mommy dearest is sitting at the head of the table.
He put her head back together so that he could set her up to sit at the front of the
and
table.
she's like, yo, you want some mashed potatoes? And starts feeding her mashed potatoes and smashing her head in.
Smashing
I'm like,
mashed
dear,
potatoes into her separate
like her,
head.
and it's like there's like a mush of a head, so it's mush on mush, and the kid's just standing there like, I'm like, run, any of you run. Everyone in this movie deserves to die because they don't run. I'm like, you see something bad? Why would you stand there? Go, get out. I don't. I'm like, I hate everyone here. I hate it. I'm like, Art, kill them all, please. And he basically does. But he goes upstairs, like the little boys are running upstairs. Art's like, I'm gonna chase you, and he injects him with a needle, a large
dirty fucking syringe.
He's gonna need a tetanus shot. And then he's like knocked out. And then this little demon girl, they're in a van. And this little demon girl is calling Sienna, and her name's actually Brooke, the mean girl.
So
friend.
the demon girl, but the demon girl is Art the clown's little demon girlfriend.
Yes.
Is calling Sienna, pretending.
I wouldn't say girlfriend; she's a child.
Yeah, little girl.
Whoa.
I was saying little girl comma friend.
Copy that. Okay,
You know
cool.
what I mean? Or yeah, girl space friend.
Girl space friend, child friend.
Child friend.
Imaginary friend? Honestly, is she even real?
No, I think she's imaginary, but also there's a lot of different stuff to get in here. We're trying to cover a lot because it's a 2.5 hour long movie.
It's a long movie. It's such a long movie. It was so good though.
It was so fucking good.
And okay, so they're like, we gotta go, or the demon girl imitates the little brother's voice, and they're like, oh, we gotta go, save my brother. He's at the carnival.
Yeah, he says, you gotta help me, Sienna. I'm at the carnival. Like, you gotta come to the carnival and help me. So Sienna and her two friends drive to this carnival.
And Sienna just books it straight in. Brooke and her boy toy immediately are like, we're horny. We're gonna have sex. And I want to point out that the guy's shirt, what did it say? It said just the tip, but it had a knife that had a little thing in it. And he goes to take a pee, and he gets his pee-pee chopped off.
Yes, so he goes to take a pee outside the car, and not just chopped off, he gets it ripped off of him.
Yep.
And then he slams the penis on the side of the driver's side window to scare the girl.
And it, punches through the door, drags her out. And, of course, there's an epic chase scene with her. And she does, Brooke is like, I think she gets stabbed a couple of times. And she does the most smart thing I've ever seen. The most smart? Is that grammatically correct? I don't care.
The most smart thing I've ever seen.
The smartest thing I've ever seen. She takes off her heels.
And runs.
I was like, you're smart. Slow, but smart.
And also then she also trips, she got her leg stabbed somewhere in there.
And so they go into there's a ride called the Terrifier, and it's like a haunted house. Yeah. But that haunted house was for a carnival, that's a good haunted house because normally there's shit. Yeah. But this one was terrifying, literally. Yeah. And that's it. That's the movie, kids. And they go in and
she goes into the bathroom and brutally fucking annihilated. I don't even remember what fucking...
I don't either. I think I blacked a lot of this out.
I think he bashes her head in. He beats her chest open with something and then takes out her fucking heart and eats it.
Yeah! Oh my God!
Which I didn't know he was a cannibal up until this point.
Well, hey, nothing is off limits for art. The world is his oyster. And... then Sienna's running through the fucking... so
Sienna is in the costume that she was destined to kind of wear by her dad.
Xena, whatever.
And and the boy is telling her essentially as she kind of finds her brother, and the brother is saying to her I think you were meant to be here. I think the dad is telling you that you were the only one who can stop art.
Our dead dad is telling you this is your destiny.
Yeah, this is your...
Sienna, this is your destiny. I was like, this is a lot... We're leaning into a lot of this lore. And I was like, I
dig it.
I was like, this is weird.
I loved it.
And then Sienna finds, Brooke's dead body. He's like, oh my God, Brooke. Freaks out. He sees her brother, finds her brother. They're running from art. They get separated together. And then it's the final showdown of Art and Sienna.
Well, that's the thing too, is you remember he's whipping them.
Yeah, he's whipping them. And you see
scissors with a whip that has scissors at the end of it.
Yeah.
So he's whipping both a
and you
small
see them
child.
Whip a child.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, they have no limits here. I mean, obviously they wouldn't, but I was like, normally in a horror movie, you don't show dead kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, we're going to beat the shit out of this kid and show
whip the
you.
shit out of him with a fucking scissor whip. It's insane.
It was gnarly. And then Sienna is she's really, really injured, really fucking bad. And she's crawling towards Art, and she just sticks a pole down his mouth, I think, and just
Yeah, so basically she's about to dies for a second.
Yeah.
And she falls down this pit, and then she has this crazy dream sequence again.
Oh,
where
because Art stabbed her with her dad's knife. Sword.
Yeah, sword.
And the powers be that are in the sword gave her life.
Yes.
Again, and gave her powers. And she's like, I'm
and
powerful.
she comes up and
and
saves her
just
brother.
annihilates
Chops his head off.
and just fucks him up.
So chops his head off.
Yep.
Little girl
Demon girl.
walks away with the head. End of the movie, as it seems.
Yes.
Did you stay for the after credit sequence?
Full after credits?
There's
yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because at my screening they
I stayed for that too.
they were like, oh, there's a like a Q&A
Q&A.
thing. I missed that because I walked out and I was halfway down the stairs.
I have some things to say about that too.
But they're like, oh, this is the ending, happy ending, because they're like hugging. They're like, we made it, we survived. Nope. The survivor from the first movie whose face is annihilated is in a mental hospital or like institution, asylum, and is just painting the wall. She's just like whore, fuck,
and she's painting
ass,
it with like
blood.
Gnarly period blood. That's
Because no, it's not period blood.
No,
the placenta. The placenta, because she's pregnant with Art's head and gives birth to Art's head.
Gives birth to a live Art's head. That's
and
kind
he
of
like smiles, and then the nurse screams, and like that's the end.
That's Terrifier 2.
That's
everybody.
Terrifier 2.
I'm sorry, we jumped around a lot. It was a mess. I don't know if anyone could follow any of that.
We didn't, but it was fun.
But it was 2.5 hours long. It was a fucking epic.
It was.
I just want to say this right now, okay? This movie had lore. It was like this weird sort of like, it was Damien Leone like really just after that first one just going, I'm going to go real weird with it. I'm going to involve this crazy lore. I'm going to have 10-minute long dream sequences. The kills are going to be absolutely insane. And what I found out after staying after the movie for that behind the scenes is the reason that first kill scene with the salt and the girl who was getting scalped and the reason why it was so long is they started filming that kill scene, and in the middle of that kill scene that they were filming it, quarantine happened. And so they were like, the only thing you guys can do is pretty much film that scene that involves 2 people in a bedroom. So Damien Leone was like, okay, so I'll just make this kill really fucking insane. And so we spent months building all of this crazy violent like stuff.
Shit.
He built a robot. The girl when she woke up and said "mama" and half her face was missing, that was a robot that
He's so
built.
talented. God damn.
And so that they filmed that kill scene for like days and days and days.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's psychotic and wonderful.
Inspired, 10 out of 10. I loved it.
It was fantastic. I gave it a 9. I gave it a 9. I don't think I've given a film a 10 out of 10, but I gave it a 9. It was so fun. I don't do well with gore, and I did get a little bit nauseous, but it was so funny that it made up for it. Like, Art's, like, obviously this movie is gruesome as fuck, but it's so hilarious. And just Art's just he's a goofy guy. He's a goofy little guy. And it was such a fun movie.
It was so much fun. And like, I was reading, what made me really want to see this movie a lot was I was reading the bad reviews. And the bad reviews were, it's appalling. It's perverse. Your body isn't ready for what happens to bodies in this movie. Like that was
and you're
one of the
like,
bad
this
reviews.
sounds like something I want to see.
I was like, that sounds intense. That sounds insane.
That sounds like I want to watch that.
Damien Leone, my hat's off to you. All right?
You're a beast.
You're a beast.
We love
Come
ya.
on the show. Get him on the show.
Get on the show, please. I would cry. That'd be amazing. Or put us in Terrifier 3. Put both of us in Terrifier 3.
Both of us, please.
We're both actors.
We can be the brother and sister combo.
Yeah. Murder us. Do it.
There you go.
We dare you.
You can be the adult version of the Art the Clown little girl.
Oh, fun. She grows up.
She grows up.
She grows
You
up
have
to
the
be a
same
normal
hair.
girl.
Like,
She grows
you
up
could
to be a
do that.
normal girl. Thank you. I have demon hair? Thank you.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
so
I think you
sweet.
could pull it off.
Thank you. Well, you're amazing. Thank you for being here today. Do you got anything you want to plug?
Go to the Lewis Brothers video channel. Okay, we have a lot of great stuff coming out. The Cowboy and the Samurai is on there, a short film that we just made. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff on there. Check it out. Subscribe.
Woo! Hell yeah. Well, thank you for being here. And thank you to our sponsor, FYE. You can shop them in stores or at FYE.com. And I keep looking at this because I always forget what it says. It says slay all day. Damn straight, because we're going to slay all day. Thanks, guys. Stay spooky.
Thank you.